Howdy, the podcast from the ARC, Southern Maryland. Happy holidays. The purpose of this podcast is to give outsiders an inside look into what we do at the ARC that serves Calvert, Charles, and St. Mary's counties. We also share financial, medical, relationship, and other types of advice for our consumers, their families, and all of our friends. The bottom line, you and they are never alone. I'm Rita Rich. Meet Kevin Detwiler, who is an adult in his 50s, who has support staff provided by the ARC Southern Maryland. You will be hearing in the background the voice of that support staff who helps Kevin stay busy. A salute to Nancy Rios. She helps spot Kevin while he exercises and travels to various places through St. Mary's County. Do you drive your own vehicle?
I do drive. Yes, I do drive my own vehicle.
Do you mind if I ask you some personal questions?
Yes, go ahead.
How old are you?
53.
How long have you had a disability?
Since I was 7.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
Long time.
I'm sorry. What happened?
I was hit by a car. I was riding it was the first beautiful day in March of 1979, and my whole family took a bike ride out, and on the way back, a car ran into me. Put me into, I was comatose and brain damage, and I was way back then, so nothing was available.
Wait, were you able to go back to public school somehow?
I did 1 year later.
Took a while.
1 year later, yep.
Yeah, my husband became paralyzed back in late 1963.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know what to do with him in the public schools. This was Montgomery County.
Exactly. I mean, that's how I was.
Months and months in the hospital.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Well, eventually he did learn how to drive using hand controls.
Yeah. Yes.
And so your right hand is your dominant one. Yeah, so you drive up and down and pushing for the brake?
No, I have one, my right foot is good enough for the brake pedal.
Oh, great. So you accelerate with your hand and you brake with the foot?
Yes.
That's cool. See, everybody has it differently. It's things are adapted to meet what you can do and what you can't do.
Exactly right.
So you're an older gentleman, so do you live with your parents still, or are you on your own?
I bought a house right next door to my parents' house. So I have a 1 acre lot, which is good. And I can mow the grass and take care of everything. And
so you were working before? Talk to me about, did you graduate from high school?
I did graduate from high school, yes.
Which high school?
Leonardtown High School. I was a little kid when I was hit, so I was in second grade when I was had my car accident, and then I went through school and always trying to figure out how, just like any other kid, trying to figure out what's out there and where you can fit in and what you can do and stuff like that, and I did okay.
I think so. I think
did okay.
And did you go to college?
I went to CSM, yes.
That's great. Okay. So you have at least an associate's degree.
I have an associate's degree.
What did you major in?
Principles of technology.
Right up your alley.
It is.
Because you depend on technology so much.
Exactly right.
That's nice to hear about. I think that people don't realize that the ARC serves a lot of different people with a whole range of abilities or disabilities, but we like to talk about the abilities.
Exactly. I say I live on my own, and I have support through the ARC for my therapy. I mean, working out, I exercise all the time, keep all my limbs stretched out and mobilized, and I ride a bicycle like 3 miles a week at least. I swim for an hour or two a week. I swim in a heated pool. I do everything I do. Everything I do is keep my health up to speed.
Keep your physical fit as best as you can.
Yes.
That's good.
And
it's not easy. You're fortunate. You're able to do it.
I'm very fortunate.
So you have ARC helping you with direct support staff for when he needs physical therapy, or just to make sure that he doesn't forget certain things?
Yes.
Exactly.
Like we go to the community, so he's always busy. He's part of the CABS group, right, Kevin?
Yeah, I do good. I'm involved in groups. I do go sailing. I sail at Beneteau sailboats, 24-foot Beneteau sailboats.
So how do you get people to talk more to you rather than your charming support staff? Because some people would rather talk to her because she's not in a wheelchair.
Exactly. I think people talk to me. People like.
You don't have a problem with that?
No,
He's
no.
a tour person, right, Kevin?
I'm a tour guide. Actually, I'm a tour guide. I give tours at the Piney Point Lighthouse.
Oh, neat.
Yes, he does. He's requested.
And I work there 10 hours a week.
What do you feel you want this episode of the podcast to say about you?
That I get out, and people enjoy seeing me out in the community. And they come to me as a advocate, or I'm a role model. I like the end effect of a lot of my interactions as being a good role model.
So you feel you're contributing to the community at large, not just the disabled community?
Correct. A lot of feedback that I get from people that interact with me, all of my gigs or interactions is, oh, you're disabled? I didn't know that. So they even forget that I'm. They asked me to do something and they're like, you can't do that. No. That's part of
I
being.
can't do a cartwheel.
Part of my challenges.
Yes.
But they which is good. I like that I make them feel that comfortable.
I think it's neat that you live close to your parents and you have brothers and sisters.
One sister, yes.
Does she have children?
She has two girls, yes.
Does she live nearby?
Yes.
So you've got family nearby.
Yes.
You go out on dates, or is it hard to find people that are patient enough to get to know you?
I'm always busy. I'm always doing things. I've been around so long, and I go out all the time. And I've been going out with this group for like 20 years, and I've had dates, and there's all kinds of things. So life is good, and I'm always trying to figure out how to find things more accessible, which is good. One of my gigs I did for 10 years was substitute teaching.
Which?
All over St. Mary's County.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Like five elementary, 3 middle, and 2 high schools.
What topics did they give you?
Everything, K through 12, everything.
Did you do phys ed? Did they throw you in because they needed somebody to be there with a whistle?
A couple of times.
Yeah, my husband too.
A couple of times, yeah.
He got a kick out of saying, yes, I was in phys ed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No, and he worked mostly in the special education department as a support staff director to one kid, because he was a very patient man.
I did that a couple times.
Yeah, and he spoke well. He was on a radio, that was part of what he did for a living.
Yeah.
And
he was
very handsome fellow. Spoke well. If you didn't see the wheelchair, you wouldn't know that he was in one.
He was a DJ.
He was a media critic. He would write reviews about all sorts of things. His name was Chuck Rich. He worked for the Associated Press,
Wow.
and then NBC Radio, and spent 13 years at the Voice of America.
Wow.
So he had a great voice, and and then he found me.
Oh, all right.
Unfortunately, he did die.
Oh no.
He died at the age of 65, almost 7 years ago.
I see.
And I don't want to make you scared, but sometimes I'm glad you're doing the physical stuff as best as you can.
I know that I agree with you 100% there.
Yeah. There were times when he just couldn't.
Understand that.
You had to watch your diet.
Understand that too. Yes. So, all those things.
Are you wearing braces?
I do wear ankle braces.
Okay.
Ankle braces.
He had a full braces too.
Tell me we tried it.
The less brace on your muscles, the better, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Understand.
Yeah. Poor Chuck. Unfortunately, it was 1963, and his parents worked so hard. They took him, where FDR went to get therapy was Warm Springs in Georgia.
Oh, that's cool.
So they got him down there, but unfortunately the nurse's aide was stretching his hip flexors, wound up breaking a hip.
Ouch.
Yeah, that didn't help matters.
Didn't understand.
So and that was when he was a young guy. And we're Jewish, so it took him over. He was a year behind in getting bar mitzvahed, which is usually when you're 13 years old. He had to get bar mitzvahed at 14.
Right.
And they constructed a special stand for him so that he could lean against a stand and stand up, essentially, when he was on the pulpit of the synagogue, because his family wanted him to be as normal as possible. And I'm sure your parents did the same thing for you.
Right. Yeah, they tried everything.
Try everything, do everything, and now that they're getting older, it's nice that you have your own home.
That's true.
And you could be there to lend moral support and be an advocate for them.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
How old are your folks? 80?
Yeah, they're 80.
Okay.
83, and they're born 41 and 42. Yeah.
So a younger person in a family has to help with remembering things and talking to doctors. And so I'm glad you're able to do that.
Yes. We have routines. I was a teacher for 12 years, and I got up at 4:30 every day, and depending on which school, because all the schools are different times, and every gig was my job every day was another gig. And so all the gigs started at a different time, but so I was always up at 4:30 and ready to go at 6:30, wherever.
Because you'd have to drive at least an hour to get some places.
Well, yeah. Actually, I live right in the middle of the county, so it's 15 miles. Any.
Oh wow, nice.
15 miles to any place that I could drive. I had, and luckily I could drive. I just drove to the job, and they gave me an assignment, and I did it, and go home.
There you go. That's life. Do what you got to do and keep going. So are you working still?
I'm retired. Well, I consider. I'm considering myself retired, and I did all my gigs. I worked for 25 years.
Yeah.
And that's long enough.
Thank you very much to Direct Support Staff Nancy Rios for her participation in ensuring that Kevin participated in the See Me, See My Ability interview. Support staff at the ARC Southern Maryland are happy to serve their clients, and 26-year-old Natasia Herbert talked to me about her experiences working with us in St. Mary's County earlier this year. What keeps you going?
This is actually something I love, waking up and, being able to, take care of people, helping people accomplish their goals. It's just something that I like to do. Like my past job, I didn't really have good jobs where it's like, oh, I want to wake up and I want to go here. This is something I wake up and I want to do it.
What's some of the fun activities you get to do with your client?
Oh, there's so much. We have we just had our picnic. We got a cookout coming up that we were invited to. We go to the park, library. We also have a trip coming up to the aquarium, listening to music, dancing. We do lots of crafts. I know Lauren, another senior that I work with, we love to make the calendar for the upcoming months. And we fill it up with lots of arts and crafts because that's what most of our people love to do is arts and crafts. It's a lot.
Have you ever been out in public and have had to advocate for your client? Like tell somebody to stop doing something nasty or?
No, actually, I have not. And I hope not to come to that. Most of the time, people, they love them. They don't look at them any different. So I've never had that issue, and I'm glad that I haven't.
Have you ever been around those with different intellectual developmental disabilities as a child? And is this what influenced you to feel great about coming into work every day?
I actually have family members that have intellectual disabilities. So it's not something that's new to me. For this, I was taking care of, the elderly. So now this is kind of something that's like I said, I like taking care of people. I don't look at them any different than, anybody else.
Do you plan on having a family of your own?
I actually have a 10-month-old. Well, he's actually 11 months, I'm sorry, as of yesterday. And then I have one on the way.
Oh my, congratulations. So you've got a growing family. Do you think that the job has changed the way you look at motherhood?
Actually, yes. I do have stressful days, because I started without a baby and I'm still in it with a baby. So, in the beginning, it was a lot easier. I was able to help out more, pick up shifts more, coming to work more. And now I have became a senior, so I have a lot more responsibility that I'm taking on and also having an infant. So it is a lot, but I'm doing it.
Natasia has good things to say about the training she received and receives at the ARC. There are refresher courses every few months. Natasia and I also shared our mutual experiences with consumers.
What I love a lot is that how supportive our people are to one another. Like if somebody's having trouble jumping in on a conversation, another person will jump in and find a topic they have in common and keep
That
going.
actually happened today.
Tell me about it.
So person one is new. He just started today and he's been a little shy. And so there's actually somebody that's already been here, that's been here for a while, who knew person one. They ended up, hitting it off yesterday. And then today, person one was a little shy, because he's new. And so person two comes in and he's like, I'm going to get you out of your comfort zone. What do you like to do? What are your interests? And he just kept trying and trying and trying to get him out of his shell. And eventually he got out for a little bit, but then he went back in. But I love that, everybody tries to come together, for so the new person doesn't feel like the new person. They feel like they belong. They feel like they've been here for a long time. So I really liked seeing that. So
yeah, I learn a lot from the clients too. It's like there's so much empathy. They empathize. They can put themselves in another person's shoes and try their best. And if it doesn't work this time, well, there's always tomorrow.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, nobody feels like they're gonna go home a failure. There's another day to explore. I thank you so much. Is there anything you want to talk about that I didn't touch on?
Can I shout somebody out?
Yeah.
I want to shout out Mindy, my supervisor, because she's definitely very helpful. She's definitely there when I need her. She's not someone that I have to feel like I'm scared to talk to about anything. And she definitely makes accommodations for everybody and makes sure that everybody's schedule works for everybody as best she can. That's what I wanted to say.
And I'm Rita Rich, wishing all of our supervisors and staff a very merry and happy holiday season as we close out 2024. Let's all remember to be kind and giving to others. See Me, See My Ability is a podcast of the ARC Southern Maryland. Find this production and our archives on the web at arcsomd.org. ARC is spelled ARC. Use your favorite podcast platform like Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spreaker, Stitcher to find us as well. And please give us a quick and free gift. Review our podcast, give us some stars, and thank you again for listening in.